How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video we're gonna go over a couple things I dislike about the Mustang and also some things I like about it. I'm gonna drop a full 5 things I hate and then 5 things I love about it later on, but for now just pointing out a couple features and everything. First thing I want to do though is wash this off. So in order to do that, since it's 20 degrees outside, we got to pull the BMW out, close the garage, let the garage heat up a little bit for a second, and then we're gonna wash it, and then we'll go over everything. So that being said, I don't know if you'll be able to hear this over the Mustang because the 5.0 is on. Oh wow, these seats are much less cushiony. This car feels so different than the Mustang, but let's start up on the BMW. We'll let this warm up for a second. I'll get everything ready and wash it, and then we'll go over some features. Alright, so the car is nice and clean now. Got all that dirty salt out of there. Got most of the snow gone. Floor's still a little dirty. BMW started up, getting a little warmer. Car's been sitting for a while. I definitely want to get a little heater in here to make sure that stays well. There is a little bit of residue droplets here. This instantly turned to ice over here. So all of this snow here, or all the water here, turned to ice, which I guess is fine. It'll melt off eventually. It's not damaging the paint or anything. There's a little bit of swirls. I didn't do the best job drying the car because it's literally 20 degrees. The car is looking pretty clean, much cleaner than before. Mainly I wasn't really too concerned about the droplets because I wanted to get all the salt off of the paint and the body for sure. I'm not sure if this is aluminum or steel. I'm pretty sure they probably went with aluminum by now. I made sure to get the underneath too, so all of this is sprayed down with some water to make sure everything is clean. We'll come through to the BMW. We'll turn the car off. Much quieter. The car needed to get a little bit of heat into the motor. Some videos on this coming soon. I want to fix the issue with the wiring because it's tripping. I want to figure out where the car is grounding. I definitely like to do that, so in the future for sure. But all right, we got both cars in the garage, so let's go over some cool features real quick. So if we do turn the Mustang on, turn everything else on except for the motor, and we throw this on real quick. I just find this really like entertaining, and I find it cool that they did this. Audi does this in their cars, but they need a full, so they have the little stripe that goes across, but then they need another blinker or indicator because it's not big enough. But in the Mustang, it's big enough so it can go like side to side, and I find that really cool and just a cool feature that they did. The next feature definitely has to be this area right here. It's very simple to use once you get used to it. It does take a little bit of a second because these knobs are a little like weird. This is like the temperature up and down for my side. So if I go here and I flick that up, it adjusts my temperature, which is pretty weird. You just go like this and just flick the little thing. On this side you have dual climate zone, but it's really simple and easy to use, and I really like the way this is. I don't like the way it looks in the normal GT. I like the way it looks in the premium because you have the heated cooled seats. There's no blocked off buttons anymore. This is pretty simple. I don't really like these vents right here. It looks weird, but in normal GT it looks really cheap, but in the premium it looks really nice, and I really like the way it looks. And these switches right here, big fan of those. The next thing I want to talk about is the feel of these steering wheel buttons. So in the F-150 they feel very cheap, and they're just very plasticky, and they feel like they're gonna break. But here you got some solid clicking, and they just feel very sturdy, and they don't feel like they're gonna break on you or anything like that, which is pretty nice. Because the F-150, they're not terrible, but they're not quality. That's the one thing in the truck that isn't quality, is the buttons on the steering wheel, which I find is they could have done better, and in the Mustang they did better. Also, a quick little weird thing about the steering wheel, this side for the center screen on here to skip your songs and whatnot and all of that, and your volume for the stereo and everything. On this side, this controls this little screen here where you can go in, out, and all of that. In the F-150, this is on this side and this is on this side. So anytime I go to change a song or change my volume, my hand goes here because I'm used to the F-150, and then I start getting used to this and I go to the truck and then I start using the wrong sides. I don't know why they just didn't keep it the same. It would have been nice, but I don't know. Also, this home link system right here, this won't connect with my garage whatsoever. Like, whatever I do, this thing won't connect. Alright, so getting back to the features of this car, if we take a look right here, and I'm going to turn my light on, you can notice that this is actually suede. This little area here in the car is like a nice suede that reflects with the suede in the seat. In person, they're pretty similar, and you've got like a nice little stitch on it, and then you've got like the door handle and all of that, and I just really like the way that feature is, and they put some quality into thinking about it. Another side note or note of the interior is the carbon fiber dash. This looks really, really good. It looks 10 times better in the sun. You guys have probably seen in the sun, it goes through the entire dash and it just looks really good, and it's complemented by the carbon fiber shifter. If the camera would focus on this, you got the carbon shift knob. I want to replace this with a white one, but for now it looks really good. The only reason I would want to replace it is I did find a scratch in it, like right there. If the camera would pick up on it. But yeah, only reason I want to replace it. This is an $80 shift knob. Like, the knob is $80, which is pretty insane. I mean, carbon fiber and all that. One thing you probably realized is the ambient lighting came on. Big fan of this. This is probably going to be one of the features in the upcoming video. Don't want to spoil anything. I try to avoid it, but I just love this feature so much. In the cup holders as well. Yes, I have both keys right there. Don't mind that. And then I gotta say, another nice thing is this leather right here. You got the Mustang badge, but everything is basically really quality. That's why I like Ford right now. Ford is killing it with their quality interiors, leather wrapped steering wheel. It's just very nice to know that your car was built with some thought. Ford went through a lot of effort into putting everything together. Like, all of this is leather, and I just really like how everything comes together. Another quick feature is that light right there. That does change according to the ambient lighting color. It doesn't really look purple right now, but it's set to the purple, so it's pretty interesting. It might go off the halo color. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure it just goes off the color of the ambient lighting. Obviously, I don't want to repeat features, but you've got the Mustang puddle light right there, the floodlight, whatever you might call it. Exhaust note is no question, but if we come back to the rear, we double tap this. There isn't really a place to grab this, so when you go to close it, you're just getting your dirty fingers over this part, which is whatever. I usually try to close it somewhere over here in the blue, not really necessarily the black. But it has a really big trunk. Like, it's really big for what I expected out of a Mustang. I can fit myself in here, and I'm not kidding. I will literally show you guys getting in and closing it on myself. All right, so I'm gonna take my slides off, and I'm just gonna hop in and get in the car. Oh, I'm in, and now I'm just going to close this and somehow shut it from the inside. I don't really know how that's gonna happen. Let it inside and push over. It is really easy to fit someone in here. Not saying that you should, but I could probably fit two of myself. Another feature I find pretty cool is how they do put a little, it's like a ducktail kind of, but not really, on the back. I want to upgrade this to the bigger one that comes in the GT2, or maybe just an aftermarket completely, and maybe do carbon fiber or something like that. Not very sure yet. That's going to come later down the line. The first thing I want to do is get some exhaust, and maybe Corsa Extreme, something like that. But it does sound pretty good. I mean, it's cold again, so we might as well get a cold start. We should probably open the garage so we don't die. I think a cold start is a good way to end this video. Make sure if you did enjoy the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a like on this video, share with your friends. So that was just a couple cool features of the Mustang. There's a lot more that I would want to talk about and do, but I'm not really sure when I'm gonna do it. When the weather opens up, for sure, it's gonna be like, I'm gonna try to do a 25-minute to 20-minute review on the car, fully going through every single spec and every single detail, driving, all of that. I did like a mini review earlier. I want to do a full one for sure coming up, but yeah, that's basically just a couple cool features I thought of. There are my 5 favorite features. Most of the features I talked about are not going to be in that video. The ambient lighting feature might be, but I'm going to try to find my 5 most favorite features. I just want to wait and see if I can find a little bit more things about the car and just get to drive it a little bit more. But that's about it. Other than that, I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. I have a very entertaining video planned for tomorrow, so I will see you guys then.